Thanks for staying with us. We're starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Major headline: you must give us better results, President tells service chiefs. Credit Corps deploys 30 billion in consumer credit. Adeleke set for accord as chaos rocks PDP primary. Omokri's ambassadorial nomination gets full backing. Igbinedion hails First Lady support on reserved seats for women. What stories do we have in The Nation?
House of Representatives member from Ovia Federal Constituency of Edo State, Omosede Gabriela Igbinedion, has applauded First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu for her support for the bill on reserved seats for women. She said that the First Lady is a strong and what she's done is a strong and visionary step towards inclusive governance, noting that Nigeria's progress must be built on full participation of women at all levels. And she said Her Excellency's voice on the important matter reinforces the truth that gender inclusion is not a favor to women. It is a necessity for national development. And so she commends her for standing with Nigerian women and for giving strength to this legislative effort. She also said that the bill on reserved seats was not just symbolic, but practical in ensuring equitable representation and promoting policies that were responsive to all segments of the society. And she says, I stand firmly in support of the bill and with every Nigerian woman working to break barriers. Let this be the era when our daughters begin to believe rightly that they too belong in Nigeria's leadership story. Okay. Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so I have the story of the Credit Corp. They said the Credit Corp deploys 30 billion in consumer credit. I'm just hearing of this thing. They said the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation deployed over 30 billion in credit within a few months of operation. They said the Chief Executive Officer, Uzoma Wagba, said that the institution brought life-changing financial support to nearly 200,000 Nigerians and enabled 31 financial institutions to expand their lending capacity. And they said this is part of the renewed hope agenda. And so far, people have been collecting these monies, and most of the time most of them use it on essential goods such as vehicles, solar power system, home improvement devices. And they also said that this has been able to boost consumption. It has raised standard of living, and it has also stimulated local industry and economic growth. They said the Credit Corp development is a finance institution and established by the federal government in April last year. Okay. So they stand in for the banks. They stand in between you and the bank, help you collect money from the bank and give it to you at a very, very low
subsidized interest rate.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
I'm just hearing of it too.
Yeah, I have the story about the president's projection that Nigeria would be getting 25.7 million passenger traffic by 2029. So it's a part of the renewed hope agenda. According to what the report carried, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority in their annual, they are projecting their annual revenue would also get to reach $2.5 billion. They are on the way to commence air traffic components manufacturing in Nigeria as part of this broad initiative to position Nigeria as the aviation hub of West and Central Africa. The president disclosed this in Abuja on Tuesday at the Nigerian International Air Show, where he was represented by the SGF Senator George Akume. Okay. It looks good, but we say a lot of things. Well, we wait for actual data showing implementation of the plans to bring us there.
Okay, that's amazing. Let's move on now to The Punch. Major headline: U.S. lawmakers, Nigerian reps hold fresh sessions over rising insecurity. PDP crisis, Makinde block issues, Wike orders expulsion certificates. UBA group ushers in Yuletide, lights up Marina, Lagos. Adeleke shuns Osun PDP primary as Adebayo wins tickets. Federal government contractors launch fresh protest over 500 billion naira debts. Yuletide, local flights break 300,000 naira mark. Marital dispute, Edo Assembly summons Tubaba's wife. Okay. Manpower shortfall may delay NSC DC's VP protection rollout. So I took the NSC DC, and that's the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. They say it's grappling with manpower gaps as it prepares to take on expanded role in very important persons protection following the withdrawal of 11,566 police officers from escort duties, according to the Punch. So the senior officials of the Corps confirmed that the agency is under pressure to meet the new demand, despite having specialized VIP protection units. As according to an insider, it says that the NSCDC had begun reviewing its internal structure to determine how it could absorb the surge in VIP security responsibilities. It says we are trying to come up with a policy document. Before now, in addition to our mandate of safeguarding critical national assets and infrastructure across the nation, we also had the NSCDC VIP units, which had undergone rigorous training. He said, having gone through a series of training and retraining exercises, there are indications that they will do well, and another officer also, talked about the matter. He said that they understand that there's a strain on the agency's workforce, saying that the personnel shortages remain a key concern for them. He says it's public knowledge that the Corps currently boasts a dedicated strength of over 63,000 personnel across the country. You know what had happened after the president's directive that they should withdraw all the security agencies from the VIP, but they can look towards the NSCDC. Those ones are saying that we don't have enough manpower to actually handle this because we also have our own duties. Core duties. So, but people are still sending a lot of requests to them to see how they can get them. They should focus, aside from even employing more, they should focus more on getting private security outfits set up to handle the VIPs.
That will be long term because you have to now license those private. You have to vet them because you're not going to give.
It's going to take time.
Just anybody
but this is a business opportunity.
It is. I've said it's big. In fact,
even for former police officers. This is something that they can do.
Let's set up something now. The ladies of your view security outfits. Let's take a short break. When we come back, the paper reviews continue. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. We started with the Punch.
Yes,
ready?
So I have the Edo State House of Assembly on Tuesday summoned member representing Ego constituency, Natasha Irobosa, to appear before its Ethics and Privileges Committee within 1 week. The Assembly said she was invited to defend herself over allegations of misconduct leveled against her. As we know, she's been in the papers for her altercations with her husband. And for me, every time I've read it, I've always wondered, what is the constituency saying about this? Because I'm sure it does not look good on them, and then also does not look good on the house as well. So I thought, yes, this makes sense that she should be called to defend herself or explain to them why she should be so represented in public. So that's what it is. So they're waiting for her.
Okay, so I have the story of they said PDP shared expulsion certificates. They said the PDP formally dispatched expulsion certificates to 11 prominent politicians.
Expulsion, like they drive them?
Yes.
Oh.
Like some of them are Yesom Wike and Ayodele Fayoshe, in what the party described as a decisive move to sanitize its ranks ahead of the 2027 election. Okay. They said the chairman, that's Kabiru Turaki San, addressed journalists. He said that the decision highlighted the party's resolve to enforce discipline and end prolonged internal sabotage. Also, some of the people who received these are Wike, Fayoshe, Senator Samuel, Umaru Bature, Kamaruddin Ajibade, Abdurrahman Muhammad. There is Senator Mao, and the list is quite long. They said they have been expelled. They remain expelled. We have now certified their expulsion, and these certificates have been sent to them.
Wow.
So if you go and have any transaction with them, you are on your own.
They do not represent.
There is that, and then there's those that will tell you they did not see your letter. And we know that some people, you can say one thing is for yourself.
But they listed their names.
What has it ever stopped?
Letters to them. They've
has it stopped? What has it ever
doesn't stop anything. Let's move on.
No, I have a story. Local contractors are protesting because you know that a few weeks ago, or I think maybe a few days ago, we took the story where the Minister for Works was complaining about how a lot of projects were abandoned, and now contractors are coming out, contractors under the All Indigenous Contractors Association of Nigeria. They have returned to the Federal Ministry of Finance on Tuesday, and they were blocking both entrances as they are complaining about long overdue debt for completed government projects. So this is not just about the roads, this is just general contractors that have completed their project and they haven't gotten funded. The National Secretary Babatunde accused the federal government of repeatedly shifting its position on the issues and failing to honor commitments made during earlier meetings. I always tell anybody I know that once you go, if you want to go and do federal government project, just know that you have BP medicine already, because anything can happen, and it's so sad. So they said that the projects are valued at over 500 million naira, completed and commissioned projects, and fund hasn't been released. They've gotten recent assurances from the Minister of Finance, Wale Edu, and no payment has been made. Even after the National Assembly has intervened, they told them that they will sit the minister down on this matter. They are still just right now. It's a case of begging.
Didn't they get 30% to even start?
If you get 30%, you take loan. If they delay, the longer they delay, you have to be paying interest. So that the profit is gone.
They should do like 50-50 because it's not. I know a lot of people that.
Then once the project is done, just pay.
Just pay.
Because they put in a lot of.
Okay, let's move on now to Vanguard. Major headline: alleged Christian genocide. U.S. lawmakers disagree with federal government. Fast-track field development or step aside. Federal government warns IOCs. APC, federal government suffocating PDP opposition, according to Bode George. Another story here. Mba presents record of 1.62 trillion 2026 budget of renewed momentum. Wike, Fayoshe, 9 others get PDP expulsion certificates. Here, Mark Owie Odige. Who orders one South people support for ADC. Government kidnapped 5 Rivers Varsity students, 14 passengers in Imo. What do we have in Vanguard?
United States House appropriators and foreign affairs leaders convened a rare joint briefing yesterday as part of a broader congressional investigation into what lawmakers and experts describe as escalating and targeted violence against Christians in Nigeria. So the session was led by all the Oyinbo people in their country. Okay. But let me just go to what they said. So they say the chair of that U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom told lawmakers that religious freedom is under siege. They're talking about Nigeria now, citing the abduction of more than 300 children and attacks in which radical Muslims kill entire Christian villages and burn churches. She said violations were rampant, violent, disproportionately affect Christians, who she argued were targeted at 2.2 to 1 rate compared to Muslims. You know, they just had a lot of things to say. But she also recommended targeted sanctions on Nigerian officials who have demonstrated complicity, visa restrictions, blocking US-based assets, and conditioning foreign and humanitarian aid on measurable accountability. Another person says the Nigerian government's claim that the violence was not religiously motivated was challenged. He said, this person is called Dr. Ebenezer Obadare. He said that the idea Boko Haram and other militant groups target Christians and Muslims equally is a myth, arguing the groups act for one reason and one reason only, religion. This according to them. So the meeting really was just to discuss exactly what in their own view, what they think is going on, what we need to do. There was also a point where they acknowledged the 100,000, first of all, the removal of police officers to VIPs, but they don't think that what we're doing is enough to target. So we'll see.
Let them send us weapons now. Let them lift the ban on some of the weapons we already have.
Yeah, they said that it's also it's quite extensive. They talked about
all of those.
Yes, going through what they have done for Nigeria security-wise in the past, and they're all going to review all of that.
They too need to speed up.
So I have the story on fast-tracking field development or step aside, and this was given by the Minister for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Senator Ainiken Lukbobiri, and he was speaking at the Practical Nigerian Content Forum. So we have there's oil licenses that have been issued to international oil companies. Okay. So if the Riot Act is, if you're not ready to develop and invest money, step aside and we'll resell. So he said we want real economic activities, not dormant licenses, that to boost crude oil output, strengthen the economy, and keep Nigeria competitive in the global hydrocarbon market. And there has been a lot. I was even thinking they will give us data on the number of oil blocks, that has been awarded, but there is 50 oil blocks that are now currently being, I think you took the story a few days ago, that they are going to be licensed out again. He said they are going to be improving issues within the NUPRC, NMDPRA, NCDMB. There's so many acronyms within this oil sector.
As you're saying this, I said, God bless me. And let me just go and buy one oil block.
You know they buy it like that.
No. If I'm blessed to that extent, it's not lobbying.
It's not lobbying.
How do they
you have to already be in the industry. You are already displayed.
The industry now. What does it take to enter the industry?
In this show alone, how many businesses has busy come up with? Continue with this.
I am Dangote's protege. I'm going there.
Okay, so let me take the Yuletide story. They said the local flights break 300,000 mark. That means now it's now 300,000. The airfare. They say the cost of airfares.
Just when people were celebrating the lower fares just some weeks back.
Has jumped by about 150% as travelers now experience an astronomical rise in air tickets.
My sister.
They said that some part of the reason is because of they also have challenges that they have shortage of aircraft, and also some of the routes. They said south now. They even mentioned some of the airlines. They said like this airline, United Nigeria Airlines, they said their own is now 399.9. That's almost 400,000 from Abuja to Asaba. Then they have Aero Contractor, which is 238,000. At least that one is a bit, it's okay. But there's some like Airpeace is 430,700. The prices are just too much. And everything.
I think everybody should just sit put.
I think we should get
parachutes. And again, the roads are not so safe.
So the road is, people are scared of the road, and the airline is really
Let us go and create flying mats.
Just sit down in one place.
Swear with us. Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take in the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we'll move on to the topic for today. Stay with us.